Hey guys, how's it going? It's Krista here, and today I'll be making this mini fairy garden slash place setting decoration. I'd like to make these during the holidays when I host suppers. Everyone who comes to the dinners that I host, they get this little decoration at their place setting, and quite often they get to take them home at the end of the night. And to make this, I used a lot of materials that I foraged from my garden. These are some juniper branches that I went out and cut, a pine bough, some red twig dogwood. I also have these loppers, a drill bit set, a drill. From the craft store, I picked up this lighted element to add to the main tree in my little scene. And this piece of a branch. Now I saved this branch from the summer. We had a storm and I lost a big branch from my tree, so I kept it, knowing that I wanted to cut it up and use it in holiday decorations. I just used a chainsaw. It's a really rough cut. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. We won't be seeing the top of the branch anyway. And to start, I'm just going to cut off a piece of juniper just to see how tall I want it. And I know that I want the juniper in the back, and I know that I want it to be the tallest element. I'll come in next with the pine bough, and I know that I want this one to be in the front and that I want it to be shorter. And I'm just cutting up this red twig dogwood into smaller pieces because I know that I want it to be one really short element on one side of my scene. And to make my little red twig dogwood element, I'm going to take the pieces that I cut and I'm just going to tie a piece of string around it before I secure the whole thing together with some hot glue. It doesn't matter what color the twine is because we're not going to see it in our finished product anyway. And to start putting this together, I'm going to take my piece of tree branch and I'm just going to drill some holes kind of around the outside of the branch and then a second row on the inside where I want the pine to be. And I can't really tell you exactly what size to use because that will depend entirely on how big your branches are. I just held up the drill bits to the branches to find the closest size, and then I had to go back and make them bigger because they did end up being a little bit too snug. And to assemble, I'm just going to place all my little pieces of greenery into the holes that I created. If you find that a branch is smaller than the hole that you created, you can always put a little bit of hot glue around the end and set it in, and that glue will hold it in the hole. And for the pine pieces, I took the needles off the end of the pine bough just so that it was easier to place into the hole. Before I glue everything down, I'm just going to make sure that I have all my little elements in the places that I want and that I have enough room for them all. So before I wrap the main tree, I'm going to hide the wire to the battery box in between all the branches just to hide the infrastructure a little bit. And then I'll wrap my main tree before I glue it down just because I thought that it would be easier that way. And once I'm happy with the lights on my tree, I'll glue that down and then glue down the rest of my decorative elements. And just as a finishing touch, I want to give this little decoration the appearance of they're playing in the snow. So I'm going to take a piece of this cotton. It was actually marketed as a Halloween spiderweb decoration at my local craft store, but I just cut a piece off and I'm going to wrap it around and kind of stretch it over all the decorations to make it look like they're playing in a snowbank. And then to top it off, I'm going to add a few little bits of this flake snow. I haven't seen this for sale in a really long time, so I'm not sure if it's still available, but I'm just going to sprinkle it around as a final touch. And there you have our mini fairy garden slash place setting decoration for the holidays. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.